Hey guys, welcome on in. It is Jordan with the Bet Locker here to bring you a Week 10 Thursday Night Football edition for our props video. I'm going to go ahead and find some spots, and I do believe I found two pretty easy spots that we can exploit today and cash a winning lineup. If you can, before we dive in, please like and subscribe. As always, it does help out the small channel, and in my opinion, it does buy yourself some good karma. So I was looking at the matchup tonight, and there's some obvious plays. Obviously, Brock Bowers coming off a giant game last week. You know, he's going to be very popular tonight, especially in the DFS streets, obviously. And then, Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton, there's a lot of plays. But I think there's a couple easier lines that we can exploit to where we can cash an easier ticket to where it's not so very specific on what you need. I mean, you'll see why. So let's look to. So obviously, right here, you get a free pick with Brock Bowers over 0.5 receiving yards. I suggest obviously using that. When you do use that, their tactic is obviously you can only bet $10 on it. So then people aren't going to want to just do a 2-pick. They're going to keep adding picks on, and that's why they offer these bonuses, because it's like, well, yeah, obviously you're not going to want to do only 2 picks with that one. So, you add the third, the fourth pick, and then your odds start to decrease. And that's why it's easy to offer those. So, but definitely use it. Obviously it's a free pick. So I'm going to be staying away from Brock Bowers in general, besides the free pick though. Last season, the last 2 times the Broncos faced the Raiders last season, Vance Joseph, he shadowed Bowers with Pat Surtain, and he really contained him. Now, Pat Surtain is injured, so we don't have that again this week. But with that in mind, with Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator for the Broncos, he had a game plan to shut down Bowers and beat them elsewhere. And I think he's going to be doing something similar again tonight. So he's very risky. I mean, he obviously could get there. He honestly is, in my opinion, the best tight end right now in the league. So the Raiders can scheme up some ways to get him the ball pretty easily. But with the defensive mind of Broncos, I don't know. It's just a risky play in my opinion. So now, on the other end, though, they lost Jacoby Myers. So then people are just instantly going to be looking for Trey Tucker for the Raiders, or they're going to be looking for, their new receiver. They also have Tyler Lockett. But I think Michael Mayer is a good play. He was on the field 80% of the time, or 80% of the offensive snaps last week, and he ran in the 70th percent range for routes run last week, and he was targeted the second most in the game behind Brock Bowers. So you could go receiving yards. I think he's going to be with the type of pressure that Broncos can create, even with 4 guys rushing or 5 guys rushing. I think that he's going to be a nice little outlet for Geno Smith today. So his receiving yards, sure, that number, if this other number hits, this number is probably going to hit pretty easily too. But I like for him to be quick throws and a couple quick catches right away. Man, Quick Quack Car Wash, if you know that place, that's what that almost sounded like. Anyways, quick catches right away to where he gets 2 on the first drive, and then he only needs 1 more for the entire game. Sometimes you are sweating that last catch, but so you go over here to receptions, and I think because of how many routes he runs, because of how many targets he has been getting without Jacoby Myers out there, and with how much pressure Denver can get on the quarterback, I think that he's going to be a nice little outlet play for Geno tonight. So over 2.5 receptions there. And then obviously you got to go on the flip side, and you have to choose someone from the Broncos to equal out the lineup, because you can't just do all one on the same team. So I was looking at all, obviously passing yards. I think a lot of people are going to go to the passing against the Broncos for Bo Nix, and against the Broncos, that's not bad. Broncos have been stopping the run pretty well, so I would lean probably Bo Nix passing. I'd probably lean J.K. Dobbins under rushing. But my favorite play is going to be RJ Harvey over 16.5 receiving yards. Same thing. If you guys are stopping the run a lot, and they did use RJ Harvey a lot last week in the passing game, 5 targets, 5 receptions, 55 yards. And I think that if they are stopping the run a lot more and if they are passing more, then RJ Harvey is going to be out there more also. So he could be that check down guy and he could get this on, like I historically say, and like we have cashed a lot of tickets, he could get that on one catch alone. So I like his over receiving yards there. So, like I said, you got a couple bonus plays too. I lean under rushing on the Broncos side. I lean under on Brock Bowers because maybe Vance Joseph is going to be shadowing him again and trying to shut him down and make them beat you elsewhere. So, couple plays and couple different ways if you can go there, but I like this ticket a lot. In summary, again, for the listeners only, Michael Mayer over 2.5 receptions and RJ Harvey over 16.5 receiving yards. Go ahead and lock that in. And that is a bankroll builder. And we're trying to do a bankroll builder right now. So we're only going to do 2 picks and then just roll the money over 3 times total. So if you start with $10 and you cash this ticket, let's say on pick 6 without bonuses or on prize picks, wherever you're playing, if you do $10, just start with $10, do a 2-pick. If you win, now you have 30, roll it over again. You hit another 2-teamer. Now you have 90. Do it one more time. People do this in blackjack, obviously, too. One more time, and you win that one more 2-pick. I know it sounds easier said than done, but if you could just have discipline, do 2 picks tonight, 2 picks tomorrow, 2 picks Saturday. Now you have over $270 to play with on Sunday. And you just have to show that discipline and you have to still have to get lucky and hit those 2-teamers 3 days in a row, which is not easy to do. But if you do stick to the 2-teamers and you have that discipline, it is possible. So that's what we're going to try and do this week and have some NFL Monday for Sunday. And we have a ton of bets tomorrow for the NBA Cup. So there's going to be a lot of props available for tomorrow. So as always, betlocker.com. Here's our free prop section when you do visit the site. And with all your membership, you get all of our locker picks, DFS cheat sheets, prop bets, and daily picks, which have been crushing. Went 2-0 last night with our dailies again in the Rockets and the Pistons. And that's just for our members only. So I do have our daily picks posted right now for tonight. And then our prop bets obviously have been crushing, and our actual bets in general, our locker picks, we went 5-0 2 weeks ago in NFL and 4-1 last week in NFL. So just on a heater. Like I said, when we do start that heater, it doesn't usually stop for a long time. So go join now. You also get access to our Discord channel as well, and that's where our community talks sports. Obviously, you guys are no stranger to Discord, but our community has been crushing in there together as well. So dirt cheap price, $6.99 a week, $19.99 a month, and you get access to everything we have available. So in that way we can win together. That's it, guys. Please like and subscribe on your way out. It does help us out tremendously, and it buys yourself some good karma, and you'll cash that 2-teamer tonight. We'll see you guys. Hey, you guys, welcome.